NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, joined by my partners Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. Looking at Boston, they took a win in their last game against the Pacers in Indiana.
And how about the accuracy that was on display from three-point range in that game? They were lethal.
Yeah, splashing those threes as they did really allowed them to continuously deflate that crowd and keep them at bay. Boy, that was a nice road win for them, no doubt.
All right, let's set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Taking a look at the Wizards. The talented Wall and Beal team up in the backcourt.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
Is he an athlete or what?
No doubt about it. It's almost as if he lives in the air, and dunks like that have become quite commonplace.
And that replay sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one. And that one's good. Boston took a lot of steps forward last season with their coach, Brad Stevens. Still, though, their defense was near the middle of the road. That will need some tweaking.
Yeah, and you could say that seemed to be the limiting factor, Kevin, in how far they eventually went. Strange, given how several years ago they were an offensive juggernaut.
Hayward kicks to Irving. Back to Hayward. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Now Wall. Here's the floater. Outside for Beal. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. Wall's got 3 assists now in this one. Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with head coach Randy Whitman. Doris, what did he have to say?
He talked about the impact that Al Horford can have on a game and how they'll have their work cut out for them dealing with him. He said Horford's just a complete ball player. He does all the things you want from a big man. He can shoot, handle, and pass. He's always a tough matchup, but it starts with matching his energy level. Kevin, we'll see if they have what it takes.
Thank you, Doris.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's key to this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
Irving attacking. Feeds it to Horford. And there's the pass to T. Drills the three-pointer.
He can be a weapon if he gets going early from long range.
All with it. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. He's off from 17 feet. Celtics trail by 6. Last season, a mixed bag for Wall statistically. Some steps forward, but overall, lower numbers.
Yeah, but, he didn't score as much as he had the previous 2 seasons, but he was more efficient. And sometimes, Kevin, the better your team, the less you have to do, but he clearly is a better player.
He might be small for a center, but it doesn't really matter because he can jump out of the building.
Good.
So far, so good for them at the offensive end here in the early going.
Yeah, the great field goal percentage to start, exactly what they were hoping for.
For Wall, guys, he played more of a traditional point guard role, but double-digit assist numbers at 10 a game for him, really strong.
Nice ball movement by Washington. Great open look there. And it's 8 points for Markieff Morris.
There's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Irving passes to Hayward. Kicks it to Horford. Brown outside. Can't get it to go. Now the Wizards take it the other way. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
I think everyone who saw that game would just have to agree was about what they could do defensively in terms of winning.
And I thought the activity was tremendous, all over the court defensively. And that kind of hustle is going to pay off for you, and also is going to keep your coach happy.
So the Celtics called timeout. They're first.
And also for Wall, his usage was down. I mean, a few less minutes played, fewer shots taken. Overall, though, I felt it was a big step towards becoming more of a traditional point guard, and the Wizards are better for it.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. G comes in for Gordon Hayward. Marcus Smart's checked in for Brown. And it's Rozier in for Irving. That's good. T's got a couple of threes now in the first for the Celtics.
That was simply a defensive breakdown there, Kevin. He was all alone for that shot. It was a warm-up jumper.
Jones kicks to Beal. Here's Mahimi. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
And to battle back, they've got to shore up the defense. I mean, there's no other way to come back from a deficit unless you play good defense.
Here's Rozier. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. These teams were last season's best passers. The squads with the most assists in the NBA. In fourth, the Celtics.
Well, I thought this team last season was a team that had some beautiful dimes. I mean, they would spread the floor with their ball movement and spacing and player movement. It was a beautiful thing to watch. Nice passes leading to baskets.
The Celtics making a switch here. Morris is checked in. To the middle. Here's Mahimi.
Bro, may you go subscribe to my channel and turn on post notifications. Emoji fire, emoji folded hands with medium dark skin tone. I got big goals, bro, and I am looking forward to this. Emoji flight heavy Jaguar exclusive.
Putting up those numbers, we'd say they were great, but for him, they're just simply run of the mill.
Sure, you know, most guys would be satisfied with that stat line, but he's built for more.
Last season at both sides of the coin for the Wizards started out very hot, but then just could not keep it going.
Well, you know, the start was extremely hot. 19-6, which tied a franchise best, that record. After that, though, they played close to 500 ball the rest of the time.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
And the Wizards really struggled post All-Star break, playing under 500. Still, though, they seem to pull things together at the very end. And on into the postseason.
Well, there's no denying it. The Wizards had some bumps, and you mentioned that. Some weeks they looked like a lottery team. Then the next, they looked like a title contender. They knew how to make the most of their games when they did get hot, though.
And now with the fast break, Smart with the ball. Here's Morris. It's blocked. Passes to Rozier. He kicks it to Smart. Shoots the 3. Washington with the rebound.
Outstanding perimeter defense there. That was a well-contested shot.
Yeah, and you know he takes a lot.
And John Wall spoke prior to the game. He talked about the identity of the Wizards team. The Wizards not exactly, Clark, the first team that you think of when it comes to gritty and grimy team defense, but maybe he's really got a point here on how tough the Washington defense can be.
Well, it's been good enough to have taken them further than most thought they'd go. And you don't get there without the defense, Kevin. You know that. I'm really impressed, though, with Wall's mindset in all of that.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Wizards?
It's just been a long-range battle for them, and one that they're winning right now.
Yeah, sharp shooting from deep, a big part of why they're up.
So this is how the floor looks for the Wizards starting the second. We've got Otto Porter Jr., Jody Meeks out there with Wall, then it's Gortat, and it's Jones in at the power forward position. Here's Hayward. Porter pulls it in.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
And the shot is good.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach. And guys, there was a time where people wondered if John Wall could be a team leader. Well, that question has been answered and then some. Unquestioned leader of the Wizards.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Wizards making a switch here. Morris is checked in. Well, and for Wall, Greg, and leading the Wizards, it did take some time. Now he does so much, Clark, for the franchise.
On and off the floor. He's really the face of that franchise and has a chance, in my mind, to be an MVP candidate at some point in his career and is living up to the #1 draft pick hype.
Morris is checked in for Brown. Hayward goes in. Hits the layup after the sweep pump fake to freeze the D. Hayward's got his second bucket of the night. Wizards leading by 9. Outside, Wall. Morris a screen. Pass to Porter. Morris inside, and he makes good on the layup. Morris has got 10 points.
And an open path to the hoop there. Easy bucket. We've seen that far too many times today.
Out to Hayward. Horford in the post. Gortat's there. Horford gets the bucket.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half.
And Wall. Here we go now. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving. And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for Washington.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
Yeah, they're showing some muscle also in the first half as well, and getting a lot of their points in the paint. Really like the balance they've shown.
Horford dishes to Irving. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter.
Kyrie Irving made his first playoff appearance last season with the Cavs, and individually got a big $90 million max extension as well. He's in a really good spot in his career at this point.
And speaking of Irving's star status, last season a signature shoe in his name. I see, in fact, that you and Clark are wearing them tonight. That's always a big deal.
Kevin, that's an elite club to be in. Only the true superstars get that kind of status. He certainly got the flash to go with the substance.
Here's Wall. That's good for his third bucket. Now 3 for 6 from the field.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
Celtics trail by 11. Hayward on the wing. He's guarded by Meeks. Horford against Gortat. Gortat with the steal. And here's Wall. He's got 9. And Meeks kicks to Gortat. And Boston with the rebound. This their first look at this year's Washington squad.
Yeah, and this game kicks off a 4-game season series between the two teams.
Two conference foes, guys, looking to take game 1 tonight. It'll be very interesting to see who can land the first blow.
Morris a screen. Meeks with it. Now defended by Hayward. No one near Wall as he lets it go. Count that as his 4th basket of the night. Just 7 shots to get there.
And boy, has he come alive. Since the start of the second quarter, he has been on fire.
Here's T. No luck. And it's Washington the other way.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Morris into the lane, and he gets it to go. Morris has got his first basket.
The offense really coming around here in the second.
It's about rhythm, Clark. They're up above 50% now for the game, and you'll take that on any night. And defensively, There's still some work, though, they're going to have to shore up.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington.
Now, you know what? I think he thinks he can make a few improvements to how things are going on right now.
Yeah, and you know, coaches always are looking for ways to tweak things and change it up a little bit, no matter what the situation is. That's what coaches do.
The Boston Celtics figured to be near the bottom of the league last year. In many ways, they outperformed a lot of people's expectations.
And by no means were they a contender at any point, but they very well could be ahead of themselves in terms of the rebuilding process.
So Boston ends up going with a new group. Beal with it, picked up by Brown. Beal's shot is good.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
Now here's Smart. Left side, Brown. The shot from the low post is good. Brown's got his second bucket.
And with the Celtics being a surprise threat near the end of last season, even their losses were close games.
Oubre can't get it to go.
And that was a difficult shot from mid-range simply because the defense was engaged.
Yeah, and I think the quickness of the closeout really threw him off. To back up your point about the Celtics being in close games, I mean, their point differential on the year was less than where you would expect it to be for a team that made the playoffs. I mean, it really gives you an idea of how many close games they played.
And Washington put together a good season against the East last year. Ended up with that 46-36 record, with 30 of those wins coming against the rest of the conference.
Beal, the pass to Frazier. Just 5 on the clock. And it's blocked. And so it looks like Washington will retain possession here. .23 seconds left in the first half of basketball.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Here's Beal. 14 points from him the last game against San Antonio. They set the pick. He dishes it to Frazier. 3 seconds left. And the first half.
Bradley, it's...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Alongside, Washington had no problems getting going. Tenacious on both ends of the floor. And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is...
And now the third quarter about to get going.
Well, how about John Wall in this one? He has 11 points and 5 assists.
You know what? He's getting to the line. He's passing. He's really just converting in both those areas. He has been money.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really old school basketball, and you know how that is. Certain parts of the game never go out of style. They're always relevant, and he's excelled in those areas today.
T is out there with Horford. Then there's Brown. Then there's Irving. And it's Hayward in at the 3. That's the Boston 5. And stolen by Kyrie Irving.
That steal was a product of active hands and outstanding defensive awareness there.
Hayward outside. The feed to Irving. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Irving's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Great way to start the half. Easy layup against some soft D. And for Kyrie Irving, it had been a long time coming. Last season, he finally played in his first postseason with the Cavs. And up until the unfortunate injury, he certainly made the most of it.
Horford dishes to Brown. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. And think again about the playoffs last year, Clark. They weren't all sunshine and roses for Irving. He had to play through a tough leg injury in the conference semifinals, and of course the injury in the finals, the fractured kneecap, and he was gone.
Yeah, that was really painful to watch, seeing him go out for the rest of the playoffs with that fractured kneecap. A freak injury, but he'll grow from it and be better.
Here's Beal, and that one's good. Beal's got 10 points in the game.
Boston timeout call.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
Guys, one thing that was obvious to me, last year the Wizards really matured as a team. I mean, they played as if they expected to win instead of a group kind of coming into their own. I thought they just showed a lot more composure and maturity on the court.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. And it's Rozier in for Brown. Knocked loose. Wall with the steal. Washington leading now by 7. As you said, the Wizards did look more mature last year on the floor with their plate. They made sure to add veterans to achieve that.
And not just any veteran, but a future Hall of Famer in Paul Pierce. I mean, his presence on the team, I think, really is what propelled them to achieve new heights. And it also went beyond just Paul Pierce. That roster had a combined 490 playoff games. And that playoff veteran leadership, I felt, really helped this young core to grow.
Beal against Irving, and Beal kicks to Porter. Beal the pass to Morris, and Irving comes to help. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Beal, nails it from the high post. Beal's got 12.
They're perfectly content to keep going to that mid-range jumper. If the defense is going to give it to them, they'll take it all day.
And it's about getting open looks, and they've used that shot with great effect here tonight. They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint. And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Off the pick, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's going to go on Gordon Hayward. And the thing about Bradley Beal, when he suits up, the entire lineup becomes exponentially more potent. A quick, powerful athlete. Greg, high basketball IQ. Had the great teaching at Florida, carries it to the NBA. Opponents have to account for him, I think, on both ends of the floor.
And that's a great point, Kevin. I mean, coming out of college, a lot of people compared him to Ray Allen. I mean, he possesses that next level smoothness and body control that's often indicative of a true difference maker.
And, going back to Bradley Beal, the bottom line is he's a winner. Last year, the Wizards went 8-9 with Beal out of the lineup. Hard to argue with those facts and numbers.
Boston making some changes. Al Horford, he's checked in for Aaron Baines. T comes in for T. And Smart subbed in for Irving. Jones checked in for the Wizards.
A one-man show offensively, and that's almost always good news for his team. And when you talk about Bradley Beal, it's not just having him in the lineup that matters. It's having him at his best. When he's at 100% health, there are very few guards in the league who can keep up with him. Truly one of the game's great young talents.
Smart misses.